guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Chandler, in case you didn't already know. If you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. Today I decided to record a nice matte everyday glam look. And yes, I know you're probably thinking like, you do that makeup look every day. No, I do not. Most days I actually don't wear makeup because I'm a student and I'm also an athlete. But this is definitely my go-to every day, like just going out for the day when I want to beat my face but not just look too overdone and crazy. This kind of look can take me through the day and into the night as well. So if you guys would like to see how I got this look right here, just go ahead and keep on watching. So to start off, we're going to go ahead and prime the skin. I'm going to use the Benefit Professional Primer and mainly in my T-zone, and then whatever's left, I'm going to go ahead and rub on the rest of my face. And then to correct some of those dark spots, I'm going to take the NYX Correcting Palette with that peach shade and blend it out with the synthetic mini foundation brush. For foundation, I'm going to go in with a L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. I'm going to mix those two together to get my perfect shade. And I'm going to take a damp, clean beauty blender and blend that all over my face. This process does take a little bit of time, and that's how I really do get like that smooth, flawless looking skin. So go ahead and take your time. I am going to fast forward through mine, but really take your time blending. It is a process and it really will make a difference in your finished look. And for those of you that are wondering, I do start with my foundation because I have oily skin, so when I do put stuff like my eyebrow powder on top, it really sets it in a lot better. And then for my eyebrows, I am going to go in with a black eyeshadow. I know that sounds crazy because everywhere you hear it's like don't use black on your eyebrows, but this is just what works best for me. So this is what I use. It's a matte black eyeshadow. This is from my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, but any matte black eyeshadow will work just fine. And then to fill them in, I do use my Anastasia Beverly Hills angled brush. It does have a spoolie on the other end, but I go ahead and line the bottom of my eyebrows and then go along the top. I really am just going with the natural shape of my eyebrows, just adding a lot of definition and darkness obviously to them because I do love a nice dark brow. And then I flip the brush upwards and I do fill in with what's left, the product that's left on the brush, I fill in the front of my eyebrow. That does give me the gradient effect. And then a key to my eyebrows is my L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. Yes, it is mascara, but I do coat the front eyebrow hairs with it, and it does give me a really natural finished look. That way the hairs really do pop out. And then I take a concealer that's about 2 shades lighter than my skin, and I go ahead and clean up underneath that eyebrow, and I do take my time with this as well because it really does make a difference. And with that same concealer, I go ahead and dot that on my eyelid and then blend it out with that same beauty blender, and this is going to work as my eyeshadow base. Any other eyeshadow base will work just as fine, but I do set that with a cream matte eyeshadow shade after. That way there's no creasing and I have a nice clean palette to work with. So I'm going to take my Violet Voss times Laura Lee palette, which is one of my favorites, and go in with Press Pot for a transition color. And I'm just going to messily kind of put that all over my eye. Again, it's a transition color, so it's not very dark or intense. And I'm just going to put that all over and work the color up a little bit. And then with my Morphe M514 brush, it's a lot denser. Still a blending brush, just a little bit more precise and dense. I'm going to start to go in with my crease, and I'm going to use the color Mama Bird and Alabama mixed together. They're both warm brown tones. So when I do my crease, I do tend to look down in the mirror when I do my crease. I do have slightly hooded eyes, so that helps me find my crease, and then I can really work the color in there. As you can see, I'm just pushing the dark browns into that color, and then in between I'm going to go back in with my fluffy blending brush with that same Press Pot color to make sure everything's looking really seamless. And again, I'm just going to keep working up that brown to my desired level of smokiness. And then next I'm going to go in with the color Basic and a flat synthetic brush again and go ahead and pat that color on my lid. And I'm patting because it gives me a better color payoff so that you can really see the contrast in the two colors. And then again, just blending that crease to make sure it's super seamless. And then next I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Liner in the matte color, and I'm going to line my lash line first. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and draw up a wing. And for this look, I did do a little bit more of a dramatic wing because it is an everyday look, so the eyes weren't super intense. and I think the wing just really makes the eyelashes look a lot prettier. So after I draw up my wing, I draw from the corner of my wing back to the base, and then I take that same flat brush I cleaned up my eyebrows with, and I go ahead and clean up my eyeliner. That is the key to a sharp eyeliner look, in my opinion. I can't get it perfect without doing this step, so this is a really good trick if you ever struggle with getting that really sharp line. And then I'm going to take my favorite eyelashes. These are Cocoa Lashes in the style Demi G. And I'm going to take my dark toned Duo Glue and go ahead and line those lashes. And while those lashes dry, I'm actually going to do my concealer. I'm going to go under my eyes, on the bridge of my nose, the middle of my forehead, all the spots I want to pop out in my face. And then I'm going to take that damp beauty blender again and go ahead and blend in all that concealer. And again, just keep blending. That really is the key to a flawless look. Then I'm going to go ahead and pop those eyelashes on. I do use tweezers. I start by popping it in the middle, and then I go ahead and make sure those corners are stuck down as well. Letting the eyelashes dry is a really good way to be better at putting on eyelashes. If you don't let the glue dry before you try to apply them, they won't stick at all and you'll have a lot of issues. And then to set my face, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And I'm going to go ahead with that damp beauty blender again and really pack that on. I am baking, which means I'm going to put an excess amount and let it really soak in and sit there. And then I'm going to go ahead and, this is like a pre-contour for my nose. And then I'm going to take my Infallible Pro Matte powder and my Morphe M439 brush, and I'm going to set the rest of my face. Again, I do have oily skin, so I really do like to set everything. Anything I do with a cream, I set with a powder. And that makes my makeup last all day, all night, and also gives you that really flawless, not cakey look. And then I'm going to take that same L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara and just go ahead and blend my lashes with the falsies. And then this is my favorite powder for bronzing and contouring. It's the Black Radiance in the color Golden Almond, and I take a super fluffy brush and I go ahead and blend that into the hollows of my cheeks. Again, I'm not being super precise with this step because I am gonna go in and contour in depth more. This is just to bronze up my face and give myself a little bit more color. That's why I'm using the fluffy brush. And then I'm going to take that same color on a skinnier fluffy brush and go ahead and contour my nose. The powder I set with is going to help me get that contour shape as well. And then to contour my face, I'm going to use Max Blunt with a more narrow fluffy brush. This is also from a BH Cosmetics set. And I'm going to go ahead and go right in the hollows of my cheeks because this is a much deeper color. So I'm just going to go on the very perimeter of my face and the exact hollow of my cheeks. And then to clean up the contour with that same beauty blender and setting powder, I'm just going to carve it out as you can see, and then clean it up with my flat foundation e.l.f. brush. I'm just going to wipe it away, and it just gives it a clean, crisper look. You totally don't have to do that step. I just like to do it because I do have a really round face, so I like to make my cheeks as sharp as possible. And for blush, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild in the color Mellow Wine. And I'm just going to use that same fluffy brush and brush it on the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to go on my lower lash line and use all those browns again and just dust those underneath. And then for my waterline, I'm going to use my NYX gel liner and a pencil brush and line my waterline and also tight line the top line with that. By all means, use a pencil if you're more comfortable with that. The gel is just the only thing that sticks on me all day, so that's what I use. And then for my lower lashes, I'm going to use that same L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. And by doing your lower lashes, it really does just finish off the eye look, so it's definitely a step I would not skip. And then to finish off the face, I'm going to go in with my BH Cosmetics Baked Illuminating Bronzing Palette. I think this is in the color Bronze. And I use it as a highlighter. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. Precise Concealer brush, I think it is, and go into those two bottom shades and just hit the highest point of my cheek to give myself a little bit of highlight. And then for my lips, I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit in the color Brown Sugar. This is one of my very, very favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and line with the liner that comes in the kit first. And then I'm going to go ahead and go on top with that liquid lip in Brown Sugar. And just really make sure you take your time with this. Again, I did fast forward through it, but take your time because it is a liquid lip, so it's going to stick on all day. So you should really just make sure you get the exact shape you want and get it as perfect as possible. And yeah, you guys, that's the final look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it as much as I enjoyed making it. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.